This morning, Sony announced that they're bumping Days Gone back from February to the end of April, and I am so freaking bummed. I know that delays can only help a game, and more often than not, it is a magical way to make a good game at least a little bit better, and this pushes Days Gone out of the early Q1 onslaught, so by all accounts, it's a good move. It just makes me really sad. I think Days Gone has been under the radar and underappreciated since its inception, overshadowed by bigger games and bigger franchises, God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us. But when I played Days Gone at E3, I absolutely loved it. It feels like a riff on The Last of Us with enough of its own to be something pretty special. And it's still a Sony exclusive, which this generation have all been amazing. So when I look at this delay, is it to get out the way of the crazy lineup of Q1 that includes Resident Evil 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Anthem, Crackdown 3, Metro Exodus, Devil May Cry 5, The Division 2, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice? Maybe because they're worried about the game and don't want it to be completely overwhelmed by other potentially more exciting releases. Or are they moving it to the God of War slot because they want to give it more of a push and they believe in the game again and want it to see the marketing and the sales that it deserves? I'm sure it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, and maybe they both work harmoniously together to give it the space and also give it more of a push separate from whatever else is out there and utilizing that God of War slot that worked so gosh darn well in 2018. But it just bums me out because this is one that I hoped we'd get this year. And then February seemed fine. April, it's just far away. And they said we wanted to share a change in release date for this highly anticipated title from Bend Studio. We recently decided to move the release of Days Gone from the crowded February timeframe to April 26, 2019. While the studio is eager to see Days Gone in the hands of fans, Bend Studio will take the opportunity to further polish Days Gone. And this one has been in the works for what seems like ages. It's shown up at E3 year after year as of late, and I really hope that it pans out as a polished game with a whole lot of prowess. As I mentioned, I loved it. I played 2 sequences back at E3. I have a video I'll link to. And one was that obstacle course, zombie horde style that they have highlighted time and time again. And I thought that was super cool, especially that you have the flexibility to finish off the horde how you best see fit. And it felt like a very gamey challenge, but in a really good way. Not something that felt corny, cheesy, or super scripted, but something that felt like, okay, I got to use my gaming skills and mess with these mechanics to make a whole lot of awesome happen on screen. I also got to play stealth segments and more of the meat and potatoes of Days Gone, moving through the world on your motorcycle, stopping and seeing interesting situations and scenarios, and then taking out a plethora of different freaker zombie types. I think this game has been missed because it does not have a main character with a name like Kratos or Spider-Man or Ellie, and yet it's something that could be super awesome. When it first debuted, I was worried that it was just let's go along with what Last of Us did and create a third-person shooter in a nice environment with some zombie-type creatures, but it really does feel like they have carved out their own space, and so I super look forward to this one, and it makes 2019, again, just such an interesting year for those first 4 months. The games I listed, they come and they come often. And if I'm looking at the calendar for myself, February is still super crowded and super great. Anthem, I think, is going to be incredibly interesting, whether it turns out to be something that brings BioWare back into the bold spotlight or something that ends up being a reason for a future, and let's not even say it, but shuddering. You've got Metro Exodus, which I was not impressed with at E3, but I know a lot of people are pumped for. Crackdown 3, another one that is just kind of a conundrum. What does that game do in 2019, and will it deliver on all these years of promise and prep? I'm not sure. I think March gets real interesting with a trifecta of Devil May Cry 5, The Division 2, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. All 3 of those games have looked super awesome thus far. I've played the latter 2. The Division 2 felt great at E3. The oomph on the weaponry is incredible. And while I wasn't the biggest fan of Division 1, it seems like they're doing some different things. I think the DC setting is exciting, and again, the gunplay is just super freaking awesome. They have perfected that, and hopefully the loot the progression and the variety can back that up. Sekiro is absolutely amazing. That's obviously the game from Software, and it feels and plays like the evolution of what they've created in Dark Souls and Bloodborne. So March looking incredible. I'm sure that April will also have its fair share of releases. We know nothing in terms of dates for Nintendo, but you've got games like Yoshi and Fire Emblem that will definitely be dropped in early on in the year, plus other titles from other companies that have yet to be announced. Kingdom Hearts 3, one that I completely skipped over, but will be a huge deal for a lot of gamers at the end of January. I just hope that this space gives Days Gone the chance to shine that I feel it deserves. Again, it's been super impressive every time I've seen it, outside of the very first time when I was super skeptical. Beyond that, though, I think this is one that hopefully can impress and shine and lean more towards the Horizon side of things as a new IP that really wakes people up to a really great studio and an incredibly awesome experience, and less of The Order, which still was a really pretty PS4 exclusive that wasn't bad, but it was just massively mediocre in every single way, and now sees a price point of just a couple dollars quite often. So let me know how you feel about the Days Gone delay. In general, do delays bum you out? Am I in the minority and feeling like it really sucks, even though I know the game will be better because of it? I hate waiting, and I hate getting excited, and I hate pinning games to my calendar and then having to shift them months into the future. But in this case, it might be a bold move for a game that Sony does believe in rather than something they're scared about. And I'd love to know your take on that as well. Do you think this is Sony being fearful and trying to create as much space as possible, or Sony saying, hey, we have a chance to do really well with this title, let's put it in the God of War slot, let's give it the freedom from these other big franchises, and let's hopefully make a marketing push that makes a difference? Let me know your take in the comments down below, everybody. Have a fantastic day. I love you so much. I'll see you soon. Fallout 76 beta coming quickly, and then RDR2 right around the corner. Until then, though, drink so much salt. Have a fantastic day. We will see you all later.